Here are the March 13th updates from WellView 365, powered by freshnews.ai. Patient messaging is now an operations problem, not a marketing project, and leaders must treat waiting room screens as core clinical infrastructure. Today's signal: waiting room screen governance is now treated as clinical adjacent infrastructure that determines how patient-facing information is prioritized, approved, and kept current. This reframes on-screen healthcare digital communication patient experience content as an operational asset tied to modern healthcare facilities' smart infrastructure, shifting ownership from marketing to operations or clinical adjacent teams with uptime and safety mandates. Annual budget cycles and new satisfaction targets are forcing explicit decisions on who funds, maintains, and audits this channel. Why it matters? Here are 4 takeaways. First, content decisions move from ad hoc marketing updates to scheduled, accountable operational workflows. Second, screen uptime, accuracy, and message rotation can be tracked like other clinical adjacent systems, not as campaigns. Third, patient expectations for wait time transparency and instructions tied directly to satisfaction scores and complaints. Fourth, budget and support tickets route to the right teams, reducing gaps when equipment fails or content goes stale. How it works in practice. Operations leadership assigns a clear owner for waiting room screens, often within patient experience or clinic operations, with documented backup coverage. Marketing supplies approved templates and branding, but operations controls what runs, where, and when. Requests for new messages flow through the same intake and approval paths as other patient-facing notices, with clinical review where needed. Screen status, content refresh cadence, and wait time messaging are added to standard huddle checklists and site audits. Budget for hardware, licenses, and support sits with the team responsible for uptime and incident response, not discretionary promotion spend. One practical adjustment. This week, name a single operational owner for waiting room screens, document their decision rights and escalation path, and add screen content and uptime checks to an existing daily huddle routine. What to do next? Here are 4 takeaways. First, list all locations with waiting room screens and note current content and technical owners for each. Second, decide which operations or patient experience role will be accountable for governance and uptime, and communicate this to marketing and IT. Third, create a simple request and approval pathway for new or changed patient-facing messages on screens. Fourth, add screens to routine site checklists so staff confirm they are on, accurate, and showing current patient-relevant information. Thanks for listening to WellView 365, News and Insights. See details at wellview365.com.